Emerson Mnangagwa has lost respect even from the former military senior personnel. One of the arrested lecturers at the University of Zimbabwe that I reported about this morning is actually a retired senior military personnel. So that tells you something. Once a military personnel, it will always be a military personnel. So that is why a military person cannot actually take break from military. Even retired military personnel can actually be called back into duty. So one of the very, very senior military personnel was part of the group of lecturers that protested at the University of Zimbabwe. I can attest to you that this shows that Emerson Mnangagwa is actually in trouble. And the question is, how many military personnel, senior, retired, as well as some who are still in service, are dissatisfied about the regime of Emerson Mnangagwa. These and more would be ventilated on this live broadcast. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, Hlodupani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, guess what, you become the very first one to watch us. So the regime of Emerson Mnangagwa, embarrassed by the arrest of one of the former senior military personnel at the University of Zimbabwe, who also joined the protest to actually march with the lecturers of the University of Zimbabwe to demand better living wage, was also arrested and in a panic mode, because this is actually a serious issue, and this exposes the Mnangagwa regime. They have decided to force the Zimbabwe Defense Forces to actually issue a statement to try and counter the arrest of this former military personnel. I'll just read the press statement that has been released by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces to try and actually manage the public relations. I mean that there is a serious potential rebellion within the military against the rule of Emerson Mnangagwa. So the press statement reads as follows. It was just issued, written with a pen on the 17th of April 2025, just on the eve today, just now it has been issued now. 2025, and there is a stamp there. It's written, Zimbabwe Defense Forces set the record straight that Group Captain Bonkes Mwakorera is a retired officer. But that does not make a difference. I mean, even if a person in military retires, that person remains a military personnel and is actually bound by the disciplines of the military. Still a military, can be called back to service at any time. Let's hear what they say. The Zimbabwe Defense Forces has noted with concern the stories published online and circulated on various social media platforms that inaccurately report that Group Captain retired Bonkes Mwakorera is serving in the Air Force of Zimbabwe. The officer served in the AFZ, that is the Air Force of Zimbabwe, and retired on 31 May 2021 in the rank of Group Captain. Well, what does that mean? That is the first paragraph. I just wanted to talk about this. Okay, what is the significance of this report? in essence. So they are trying to say they are trying to distance themselves against Boniface Mwakorera, that he is a military personnel. In fact, they are hiding with the fact that he is retired. But a military personnel never ceases to be a military personnel, especially a senior military personnel. This is an embarrassment to Emerson Mnangagwa. It is a clear indication that even individuals who are supposed to exercise the highest level of discipline have actually lost respect for the Emerson Mnangagwa regime. If you see retired military personnel standing up against the regime, then understand that things are not well in Zimbabwe. Let me read the second paragraph, what they're trying to say. In such instances, it is prudent to accurately capture that he is a retired group captain. Failure to correctly capture such details has the potential to mislead the public that the actions by the individuals are associated with the ZDF. So really, this action of the Boniface Mwakorera has actually embarrassed Emerson Mnangagwa. So here they are trying to cover up. They are trying now to distance themselves against him, because him participating in the protest at UZ as a former, or not a former, a retired senior military personnel, that on its own is symbolic that he may not be one. And just imagine him being engaged in this protest. Most probably don't ever think that he is an individual. He is representing a lot of people, most probably retired and some still serving in the military. And this panic by the Emerson Mnangagwa faction actually proves that indeed there is something that is happening, behind the scenes, that Emerson Mnangagwa is sensing, and he is trying to actually control public perception through such a statement. So they are saying failure to correctly capture such details has the potential to mislead the public that the actions by the individual are associated with the ZDF. They are definitely associated with the ZDF. That is the point that I'm at pains trying to explain to you, that these actions by not just an ordinary, if it was an ordinary military personnel, then this issue would not have made headline. Then ZDF might not have actually even issued this statement. They are issuing this statement because this lecturer was part of the senior military personnel, which means he still has links within the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. That is what prompted the faction of Emerson Mnangagwa to force the military to issue this statement. Let's look at the conclusion. In the particular case on the art of Group Captain retired Mwakorera at the University of Zimbabwe, it should be categorically known that ZDF is not associated with the actions. The ZDF is a disciplined force. You see, I've told you that when you hear ZANU-PF saying this is right, know that it is left. So whatever the faction of Emerson Mnangagwa is trying to distance itself from, this is exactly what is happening. That is why they are now panicking and issuing such statements, but they are just adding paraffin to the already burning fire. So it says it should be categorically known that the ZDF is not associated with these actions. So you should just say, if you are a viewer of this channel, you should just say ZDF is associated with these actions. The ZDF is a disciplined force dedicated to protecting Zimbabwe, its people, its national security, and interest and territorial integrity as enshrined in the Constitution of Zimbabwe. My God, is that necessary? Was that really necessary? Even this press statement, was it necessary to be issued? Definitely it was not necessary for this press briefing to be issued. Why is Emerson Mnangagwa regime issuing this statement? This shows you that there are underlying issues behind the scenes that are ongoing, definitely earmarked at removing Emerson Mnangagwa. Let me take this time around to appreciate those who are supporting this channel. I see the stars you are sending. I'm highly appreciative. Please continue to do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars so that we can actually continue to develop ourselves and get to issue quality content. I understand the issues of quality, and I'm working on addressing that. Tomorrow I'll be showing the members of this channel how far we've gone. Already we've got an office. Now we've got part of the equipment, about 3/4 of the equipment. We're just left with just a quarter. From there, we will be broadcasting from the studio. Already the studio material is almost complete. Just few things that are left, and as well as installation. Also, you can support financially this channel by pressing the join button and be part of the members who are the heartbeat of this channel. Also, please do remember to follow our Facebook page. That is Hlonipani Global News. And I'm also existing on other social media accounts as Hlonipani Ncube. Thank you very much once again for your unwavering support. May you continue to do so.